That's artistic.
The only thing that would have made it cooler is
It's another episode of Poker Time, and with that is my trusty companion
levitating onto the stage. And
in poker, Grant Dennison.
I thought you were going to give me a nickname like Bane Swamp Man.
Yeah, I thought I was too.
Yeah.
Hey, pair versus pair here. Under the gun versus +1. This is a
Whoa.
spot where
These two things are not the same. Pair versus pair. This is sevens against queens, man. Queens is a serious hand. Sevens is for playing around.
it is. Stuart's going to put in the 3-bet right now. Hope not to get 4-bet. Just true with almost any time you put in a 3-bet.
Almost every time.
I mean, they're deep on Northwest Poker somewhere. Yeah.
Not that he'd be folding to a 4-bet, but Sam, of course, no folding here. Not with this hand. Even if he's just going to set mine, it's fine.
that place is fun.
I mean, she's gonna do them great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Not a good flop for Stuart.
Stuart can either down bet or just check it back.
Down betting probably makes the hand easier to play, but it also might put you in some weird spots.
With a maximum capacity.
Both are going to put you in some weird spots. Both decisions could put you in weird spots. Down betting means you trying to get value out of a jack, basically. But you can get value out of a jack later anyway. Well, not anymore.
That's just another really bad card for Stuart.
Yep. If you're Sam, you might think that you're often up against a hand like kings and queens.
Sometimes you're against aces full.
Yep.
Rarely are you against quads for multiple reasons.
Yep. That's right. Multiple reasons. Stuart checks again. Looks like he's just going to try and realize his showdown value here. And, well,
I don't think there's any winning this hand for Sam at this point.
I agree. I don't even think Stuart's going to bet. I think it's just going to go check. Like, what's Stuart? I guess Stuart could try and get value out of exactly a hand like tens.
Yeah. But then Sam's got to put him on a very random 3-bet.
Is Sam ever going to play an ace like this? Go check. Never bet it.
I think some of the time.
At least a little bit,
small
right?
percentage of the time.
The Stuart cannot help himself. He's going to go for value. This may be correct. Can he actually get value out of a hand like sevens?
Hard to imagine because if you're Sam, you'd have to put Stuart on king queen or something like that,
Yeah.
which you don't really expect with the positional 3-bet situation pre-flop.
And then all the checks, not
Yeah.
betting the flop. Pocket sixes. You think all those hands are going to bet the flop anyway?
And would certainly not 3-bet most
this
of the
feels
time.
like it's got to be a fold, and this is why I wonder if we can really bet for value profitably here.
Is Sam considering raising, telling kind of a bad story,
Oh.
but raising?
That would be cool. But looks like he's cutting out a call though, and he does make the call.
Yeah, that's just.
Also pair.
I think that's a mistake. I think Stuart's
Yeah.
hand was pretty face up. I think Sam is good enough to know that and just decided he didn't like that he had checked twice and then bet.
And they got sued by
Maybe he thought like Stuart wouldn't bet a hand like queens there on the river, and so he called.
Maybe. But I think the reasons that Stuart can't really have bluffs that are worse than sevens or outweigh that.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think once in a while Stuart's checking back a big ace there on the flop, or ace is full on the flop.
Yeah.
If he has like ace king, he might check the flop once in a while, and he's going to check that turn a lot.
Yep.
Well, we were saying we didn't think it was necessarily a great value bet, but then Stuart got value, so what do we know?
Yeah, the devil was. There's been a couple times where my friends all over the country have seen the devil in the news. Yeah.
Hey, it's bomb pot time. 5, 4, 3 on the bottom with 2 spades. That's going to matter because our graphics only capture the top board.
Yep.
Don't be upset. That's just the way it is.
Someday we might learn about the player's hands.
It's Dan Ross betting.
Wheels got top pair on both boards.
Dan Ross with top 2 on top. And that's really it. Russell with middle set, and he raised. Oh, Russell's the big hand.
Yeah,
middle
he's got-
set and a pair and a straight draw on the bottom.
Yeah, pretty good hand there.
Sam is thinking about it with what? He has a gutter. Sam calls with. Why is Sam call? Oh, he's got hearts also. He's got a huge hand on top. So Dan Ross usually pretty tight in these spots. I wouldn't be surprised if he just folds. Oh, it was a $10 bet. It was raised to 25. I take it back. Of course he's calling.
Yep.
I assumed a bigger raise there. Mustache with 2 pair and the straight draw as well. A 5 is just going to be pandemonium on the bottom. There's hearts on top, and the 3 pairs. Mustache has a full house on the bottom. Hearts for Sam. Second nut flush, and still a set for Russell. And it goes check, check.
Sam's got the top locked up.
And I'm pretty sure Mustache with the full house on the bottom
Yep.
is the best hand there. Here's Mustache gonna bet it. He should bet big enough to try and win the whole pot if he can.
Yeah, because he can't win the top.
I don't think that's gonna get rid of too much. Although maybe everyone, if you don't have a flush, maybe just everyone folds anyway. If they have a flush, maybe they're just always calling. You could size in a way to maybe to fold out the worst flushes, perhaps.
Russell has a straight on the bottom, by the way.
But he folds.
He folded the straight and the set.
Nice job.
It's pretty intense.
Sam has an easy call with the second nuts up top. Dan Ross has an easy fold. I think. How could he call?
Can't imagine him.
He's
calling.
really thinking about it, though. This is interesting. He usually folds very quickly. Does he think there's a bluff raise in there, maybe? He's got a 7 to block the straight on the bottom? No, he lets it go. Here's the news.
It turns out Russell would have lost both hands with the straight on the bottom and the set of 9s on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, he made...
Not buying. It's your work.
I don't think I would have made that fold for 125. I'm pretty
Tough,
sure I'm calling
tough to
there.
imagine you're losing both spots.
Yeah. I mean, with that many people in the hand, I guess
Yeah,
you really could be losing. But, you know, for 125, I'd be willing to find out personally. But I would be losing that 125.
You would be.
So it's $125 that would no longer have my name on it.
So what do you do with money?
Yeah, I write my name on it, and then I cross it out when it's not mine anymore.
Right.
When I pay someone.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it's chips.
Yeah.
I do that, poker chips.
Yeah.
Write my name on it. And
How do you do that with like stocks that you buy online?
How do I do that?
Yeah.
you ask them to send you the actual stock certificates.
Okay, and yeah,
They have to if you ask them.
that's true. That makes sense.
Yeah, you own those stock certificates. They're just proxies. You know, the online
I
stuff.
did, but I lost
Okay.
them.
It's all ones and zeros, man.
And you write Jonathan Levy on the stock.
Yeah. Right wherever the company name is, I cross that out and put my name. And when I have to sell the stock, I cross my name out and let whoever's going to write their name, I leave a space for that.
That's good.
And I leave the company name crossed out too, so they don't have to do that work or waste that ink.
I've heard.
Good Samaritan.
Yeah. I hate to see ink
I've
wasted.
heard 6 to 12 inches. But who knows? Who knows for sure?
Over 3 days.
Yeah. The whole time.
Over 3 to 4 days.
The whole.
So Stuart has decided he is just straddling under the gun. No one else seems to be doing it,
Yeah.
but he's doing it a lot. It's interesting. It's weird.
Is he drinking? If we noticed any drinking?
He's not doing anything else erratic. Maybe he's just bored.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to make that joke.
So it looks like he's going to bet, and will he get it through Stuart is the question. Yes, with 3 diamonds, he will.
Well, that was just Sam who folded, so we don't know yet.
Oh, so
now he
yes,
will.
With 3 diamonds, he will.
All right.
Premonition.
Yeah, that movie with
Final
Sandra Bullock.
Destination.
That's a different movie. Ali Larder was in the first one.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Seth Green, maybe. Written by the guy who did Scream.
Hostage.
Kevin Williamson, Bruce Willis.
Hostel.
Love
Hostel.
the guy, but
Hostel, Hostel, the Eli Roth.
I-L-E.
Oh, is that a movie? Like I'm feeling hostile towards you. It probably is.
So there's
I've never heard of it.
Hostels, which is like a Western
he'll be
with
here all
Christian
night.
Bale.
There's Hostel, the horror movie or
Yeah.
the torture porn movie
Yeah.
by Eli Roth, which is what he made his name in.
Farm animal.
I don't know about hostile, as in I'm feeling. The witness is permission to treat the witness
There is
as
hostels.
hostile.
Hostels.
Oh yeah, is that like Christian Bale kind of a movie? It is, right?
Yeah, I just said that.
Civil War type
Yeah,
era.
yeah, but that era in the West.
Was that any good? It looked like it was gonna be long and kind of boring and violent, and not in a good way though. Like violent in like a turn your stomach sort of a way.
I think I saw it.
It tells me everything I need
Yeah.
to know. All right, here we go. Mustache raising with the ace jack, and Russell calling with 9-7 off and paying the price, which is $35 that he could still have in his own stack.
Good. You
Yes.
have a room full of like 30 nits. And
Mustache checks the ace jack.
We get like
And a little rope.
would never give up the
I like it.
Me too. Well, now I think we're just in check call mode for Mustache the rest of the way.
Oh.
Oh.
Nah, we made a
Never
mistake.
mind.
Now we messed it up.
But with open mic, they're not expecting that.
It was just trying to get maximum value from a weaker ace, I guess.
I guess that raise may even fold out the weaker aces.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Oh, here.
I guess Mustache wanted to find out right where he was so he didn't like lose a really big pot.
That can't be it. I hope it's not it.
I don't know. I got nothing else to explain it.
At an open mic.
But going to check call mode against a guy who will barrel.
Yeah.
Maybe not big barrels, but barrel multiple streets. Not so bad.
Little Derringers.
Little pop guns.
Yeah.
Pea shooters.
That is a very
accent.
long
Pea
stem.
shooter? I don't know. Is that like some sort of city accent?
City boy.
Yeah.
like dad jokes for 20 minutes.
So Stuart is first because we have a straddle on the button.
You gotta be
Sam.
big time to get like the hour Netflix
And
special.
away go those guys.
Yes. Away they go.
All right, Wonka's going to play this hand.
Yep.
It's about time, Wonka.
Yeah, damn it.
Just because your jacket is cool doesn't mean you get to not play any hands. Right, Grant?
Yeah, that's the policy.
Yeah.
Looks like Sam's considering something with an
Yeah.
unknown hand.
Let's see if he has a good hand or if he's just like taking his time.
Oh, yeah. Not a good hand.
No.
And wheel did not call. That's a lie.
And nice flop for Wonka. Sam has a gutter.
Wonka checks.
Interesting. He thinks that's just the kind of board he's going to check a lot, so he's checking to Sam, who's got the wider range, and the board hits his range more of the time. Wonka's playing balance to make Sam's life harder. And, of course, a really nice flop there for Wonka.
I bet Will would do it.
Sam does take the bait.
Sure. He has a gutter.
So we all pitch in
Now he's open-ended.
$20 a piece.
Were a 4 to come in, that would be sad for Wonka, but
It's a
The
pretty
pri-
scary board.
price you pay. Sam probably is going to continue since he picked up equity here.
I think the real answer is it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
pretty easy to put Wonka on a hand like Queen Jack.
Sure.
There is a
Even something like ace 7, ace 8
Yeah.
might fold for a second barrel if we barrel big enough, and there's a bet. It's reasonable sized. It's a little
actually-
less than half the pot, I guess.
It's actually more than half the pot.
Oh, is
'cause
it?
Wheel was
Oh.
said to be in there pre-flop when he's not.
Got it. That's good, because with this wet up board, I would actually, you'd want to bet. I think you'd want to really size it up a bit here if you have a real hand. Wonka, no way he can fold, of course. So the question comes down to this. If Sam misses, will he barrel, and then will Wonka be able to call with top pair, assuming it still is top pair? Also, some flush draws out there. Well, that's an interesting card.
If we're clubs, it would be easier for Sam to get it through. But spades still do loom.
Sam could have a hand like ace 10
Yeah.
and bet it.
Of all the people.
He could have spades as well. But all the draws did miss, even though Wonka has a blocker to one of them. All the draws on the flop, I should say.
Thank you too.
It's hard to pull this third trigger, man.
It would probably work.
I don't know if it would or not. Wonka may ask himself, what hands do I have that are actually better that I play this way and call?
10?
When Sam sees Wonka's hand, he's probably wishing he went for it.
If he sizes it up enough, I'm not sure what Wonka does. It's going to have to be pretty big.
It's tough to know.
Wonka may think, like, what lone aces do I have here? Like, very, very few that I play
Yeah.
this way. So, 10 may be about as good as it gets.
5.
And Wonka does play. The way I'm describing is how Wonka makes his decisions, to be clear. Like,
Yeah.
Dan, does the Tesla have 4-wheel drive? Like,
some
have you-
players
have
are
you
not
taken it
are not
at
going
all?
to use that thought process. But
There's been
will.
like zero snow in Portland since I bought it like
Call.
last year.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out.
digital one is digital man.
Digital Dan, Digital Dan.
Gonna raise it up with Jack 9 suited.
Call 40.
It's very weighty. And
Sam with the snowman.
given
It's
the
getting
battery-
frosty out here.
nature of the battery.
You know, because snowman.
Yeah, I know. The weapons of sass destruction.
Not quite sure that makes sense.
Those are so snarky. Snowmen.
Are they?
You like put, depends on what implements you put in there.
Nice flop for the digital one, and Sam does have the 8 high flush draw and a pretty good pair on this board.
Yeah. Not folding for one bet, I would assume.
Bet 75.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy call for Sam, I think, on the flop.
Could
Usually-
even raise if you wanted to get a little nutty with it.
that would be getting a little nutty, yes. Pretty good spot for both players. You look how close the equities are.
Action killer,
See-
although it shouldn't factor too much into either player's hand.
Well, Dan could have hit the ace because he was the original raiser.
And you could have the ace of clubs.
Yeah. Sam has less aces, but he does have the ace of clubs in his hand as well. In his range, I should say, as well. But both their hands are just too good to do anything but check. And there it comes in for Sam.
Probably not going to make any money.
Yeah, probably just going to go check, check, unless Sam gets really thin. I don't think Dan's going to feel the need to bluff. And Sam clearly checking here.
Check.
When he does that, right? How can you bet? Yeah, I think it's a good check. Dan can have 2 10s with
Yep.
the 10 of clubs really easily and never fold. Hard to get value.
Yeah. No,
You didn't love it, but
I love that it
But
was
it was
checked to me.
beneficial.
I love that it was checked to me.
yes,
Got a bunch, Charles.
yes.
Sam loves that it was checked.
He does. He said it twice.
Yeah. It's one of those spots where if Dan bets turn and river, he probably just wins, but why would you do that?
Why would you do
With
that?
hand, you just wouldn't.
It doesn't make any sense.
So Mustache is calling from the small blind with the king jack off. We'll see how he plays this if there's a raise. Wheel is really short. Wheel's got $500 in front of him.
You know? No raise. Instead, Mustache gets to dominate Dan Ross,
Indeed. And flops a gutter.
as does Dan Ross.
Yeah, but a 10 would be disaster. No one has a spade. Just check, check again. And I think this is just going to never have any money going.
Here you go, $50. Enjoy.
Yeah, Dan Ross can only beat like the 6-7 of diamonds that decides never to bluff because
Yep.
the pot's small.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I think that's why he checked because he wins a little bit of the time.
Mm-hmm.
There is a beer.
Also, the pot is tiny, and who cares?
Let's live our lives, you know. Let's
But
not think about that pot anymore.
Maybe we should care.
Maybe, but what if we didn't?
What happens then? What happens then?
I don't know.
If we had balloons.
During COVID.
Scientists have not yet
Doesn't involve
studied
balloons.
that.
They won't ever study that. I think.
Because of
Not
wokeness.
us.
Kyrie Irving said it best.
Yeah.
Russell with the Jack 9 of spades in the big blind there. Yeah, there was no chance he was folding that. Of course, there is a straddle on the button.
Thank you.
Looks like we're going to have a heads up pot. Oh, Sam raised.
We got some real hands up in here.
Well. Probably going to have to 3-bet this as Mustache, right, to get rid of Russell. There
Yeah,
it is.
there it is.
I like it.
Sam's going to feel uncomfortable, but be forced to call.
I mean, he's ahead of some of this range.
Mustache doesn't 3-bet that often.
Sure. Mustache, I mean, has ace king here for sure, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And that alone is enough to make it fine. And of course, he probably has
It's fine.
probably has some ace.
I'd
queen.
just rather have aces if I were Sam, is all I'm
Huh.
saying.
I don't know if I agree, man.
So
It's
do
one of
we
those-
expect a C-bet from Mustache?
I don't know.
He checks it back real quick.
Not yet.
I think we could see Sam go either way here, checking
Yeah.
or betting.
It's fine to bet as a protection play. Really, you can only beat ace queen though, right? If you're Sam.
Unless Mustache is getting out of line.
Sure, but then he usually bets the flop.
Right.
Nice stage name.
No, that's a real.
275. I don't know. What are you supposed to do with Sam here? It seems hard to fold.
You're really worried about queens and jacks. Those
Yes.
feel like they're a big part of the range.
Big part of the range. Would he might play nines like this too.
He might, but that's so less likely to be a 3-bet.
I know, but he might sometimes 3-bet nines. Sam is going to call. I think we should call with the intention of folding a lot of rivers if we're going to call.
I agree.
Any kind of reasonable sized barrel. Well, that's a good card for us in that now we're losing to nines also, right?
I
Should be
mean,
even
Mustache
easier to
is
fold.
never betting. He's never betting this
You're
hand
right, you're
or
right.
queens.
Sam turns it over like he might be good.
He was just hoping.
Yep.
Hoping to pray.
I appreciate that he turns it over so quickly. A lot of players take a very long time in these spots to turn their hands over.
Yep.
And they're just taking time away from my life.
Right.
I could be doing other things with those seconds. You see?
It could be on OK Cupid.
Exactly. J-date.
Yeah.
Be on J-date. Dating J's.
You're a double J. 'Cause you're Jonathan also.
Whoa, careful, buddy.
What?
Where are you going with that?
You said you're on J date.
I did not. I said I could be on J.
Okay.
A double J? Wow.
Why? How is that offensive?
I just hope the Jewish Anti-Defamation League doesn't hear this.
Tell me how that's offensive.
If you need me to explain it to you, Grant.
Yeah, that's what you say when you don't have an answer.
Oh, wow. There he goes again. Okay, here we go. Ace Queen versus nines. Oh, Dan Ross decides just to call here. He could have really reasonably 3-bet this just to get it in with Ace Queen and $500 with wheel. But decides just to call instead.
As far as he knows, every
I guess wheel is under the gun.
So if she asks you,
Yeah. I
You
hear
could-
you.
you
I'm
could
not
just-
gonna rat you out.
they have a poker table.
Jason, you just gamble. Like, they're just going to talk about something anyway.
Queen
the
high
queen.
flop. Good news for the wheelster.
Really? Why is that good for wheel? Dan Ross just outflopped it.
Oh, I thought I had the hands mixed up in my head.
It's weird because their names are right by the
It is
hands.
weird how that works sometimes. I think I'm gonna blame capitalism for this one.
Smart. And there's the all-in. And now, what can wheel beat? King 10 suited, Ace 10 of diamonds.
Other diamonds.
Not too many other diamonds are out there. There are some, but not too many. 10-9 of diamonds, sure. I guess 7-8 of diamonds. There's a few.
Like in the Everglades.
It's only 360 to call. What do you do here?
Gonna let it go.
I think that's probably right.
I think so too.
Even if we're ahead, we're not ahead by much, right?
Look at that. Dan Ross wins a 4.3K pot. Huge.
He's the bully among all bullies. He just went all in that tiny pot for so much. That's why he's boss.
Yeah.
Ross is boss.
Undercover Ross.
Undercover Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ross level. Oh, that's a good one. Ross level. And Ross. Oh, I can do this all day. Now that I
It
realize
seems like
that.
you can, and
Ross
I'm
button.
not sure that's a good thing.
Hit the Ross button. You know boss button?
I've never heard of a boss button.
Boss button is when there's like a game you're playing on your computer at work, and they have a boss button. So if your boss comes in, you can like immediately click it, and it just pulls up a random like image of a spreadsheet, so it looks
see.
like you're working. Never heard of a boss button? I guess you never worked in an office in your life. Huh?
I never did.
Grand description.
Well, I sort of did, but I don't need to get in that.
You got fired. It's okay
It's true.
for stealing. It's okay.
It's not for stealing.
Oh, sorry. What do they call it? Larceny.
Yeah. Murder.
So, interesting enough, Mustache just did the click back raise with Jack 9 of spades from the hijack when Russell straddled the button. Unusual. Russell calls. Wow. It was cheap, but still. And he's rewarded with a 5. Can't go folding now.
The gods smile upon Russell this day.
Is that 50 again? Oh, this is just taunting. To bet 50.
Yeah, but you just gave it up.
It went 40, 50, and then 50 on the turn. Gotta love it.
I know it seems
We're
obvious.
back
now.
right into
I was just like,
the Omaha Bomb Pot,
young guys
Grant.
are pretty good, so,
Is it? I don't think it is.
Oh,
That knocks it down.
Grant, it's a normal hand.
But good point. Good point, though.
I thought it was an Omaha Bomb Pot. I don't know why. I got
You
confused.
said it with such confidence.
I know. I do that a lot. Digital Dan raising up the Queen Jack because he can't take it anymore.
Yeah, life is just beating him down
Muscular when
to
he
the
first
point that he has to
started
raise
coming
Queen Jack.
He just wants to tell people to go to hell.
Yeah.
You can see it in his eyes.
It's like that movie Falling Down.
It is like that movie, Falling Down. Stuart Younger, uh-oh. I bet you he's thinking about a re-raise. It's definitely call or raise here. Right?
Yeah,
There's no folding,
I
obviously.
think this is probably going to be a call, but I like a raise.
I do too. Once Russell is limping, we've seen a lot of people. It looks like he is going to raise it. A lot of people are punishing the limp that Russell does. And like you were saying before, he did this before. Now he had queens last time, I think, when he did it, right? No, he had king
No.
jack. No, he bluffed. This
Yeah.
is the same play, except it's
Oh,
against
Russell
Dan instead of
accidentally
Sam.
exposed a card there. I think it was the King of Hearts.
Chips.
Doesn't matter in the hand that much, but
Yep.
Dan was folding anyway.
Short puts in
Oh,
from
really?
seat 1 and
If
seat
it was a
9.
deuce, I'd say the
Yeah. I was like,
a nice
Probably
raise
something
there.
to do with him being a limit player. Limit players just
Kind of the
hate
perfect hand to do it with, right? Ace wheel suited.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah. Perfect situation, perfect hand.
he would.
Sometimes you wish it wasn't Dan be the one who raising, but it's late position and it's fine.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta raise the digital one.
Still the only guy I know
Even
that
though he
would
can.
play limit hold'em, like
Yeah.
middle limit hold'em, wearing sunglasses.
Digital Dan, digital Dan.
There's no part of the song about him. being
No,
able-
it's verse 2.
Oh, okay.
The digital one, digitally can, digital Dan, digital Dan.
Not as catchy.
It's the second verse. It's not supposed to be catchy.
Oh, is that a musical
goes-
principle?
It's where they
You
go.
want, here's the deal. You want your first verse to really get them moving, and then you want your second verse to suck shit. It's called dissonance. Have you heard of it?
The second verse is where you explain things, Grant. It's never going to be as catchy as the first verse. It's the exposition verse.
Catchphrase verse.
So we'll hear with the queens. Did Digital Dan really raise to 30? No.
I think wheel race to 30.
Yeah, me too. Is that a re-raise by Sam? With kings, maybe? Did it say? Nope, king 6.
So Sam just doesn't believe wheel.
Okay. This is very confusing now. Okay, Dan was never in the hand, though. Okay, and wheel puts in the 4-bet, and the hand's going to be over any second now. Oh, we'll load it up, it looks like.
Yeah, it's looks like 430.
Good for wheel to recognize that queens on the button is against the small blind is a really different spot than like when you get raised by like +1.
Yes.
Obviously, he could have called there to trap, but
Like that's what the spread was. That's how
I like putting in a little more aggression there a lot of the time with a wide variety of hands, Grant.
That's why I'm telling this story.
Why are you talking like that?
Did you just drop your
My trusty
Dan, did you just
poker
drop
compatriot, Grant.
I heard something drop.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Are you dying? Are you okay?
reminded me that I hadn't plugged in yet.
What kind of dying declaration do you think I would make?
10 and 13?
What
I think
secrets
you would.
what
I think
secrets
you
would I
would
reveal?
I think you would admit some despicable stuff.
Like, for example,
I don't even want to say
no,
it.
say it as if you're me. So, like, say I whatever it is. Let's.
The one that
see what
started
happens.
off at 9.5 over my
I, Jonathan
No,
Levy.
no, you don't say my name though. I would never do that.
So they kind of
Just
screwed
say
up.
I did.
No. Why always try to gotcha journalism me?
All right, 8-7 versus King 8.
That's pretty good.
Nothing very exciting.
Having 13
Dan Ross decides to bet his back door and see if he can just win. $10 is enough.
I, Jonathan Levy, am
No,
responsible
don't say it. Don't
for the Cuban Missile
I
Crisis.
didn't. First of all, I'm not, and that is not Jonathan Levy. Now say I did this, and don't put the name in. Just see what happens. Try it once.
I, Jonathan Levy, am the Zodiac Killer.
I'm gonna bleep out the name, so no one will know. The Zodiac Killer?
Yeah.
No one really knows, right?
Well, we know now.
Well, yeah, no one knew. I should say. No one really
until
knew.
you admitted it.
I didn't admit crap.
It wasn't like.
So we see there's of course a straddle on the button. I'll
Honestly,
admit
it's
that.
like it's kind of respectable how long you were able to maintain the anonymity.
I'll tell you what, that Fincher movie came close, but it got it wrong at
They
the
just
end.
kept saying it's Jake Gyllenhaal. Everybody knows it.
It wasn't Jake
Given the
Gyllenhaal.
previous Brady Mahomes matchup, I mean,
He was-
playoff matchup.
I thought that movie was kind of overrated. King Jack 4-2 hearts. Top pair for Stewart.
It's gonna do it.
How is this hand? So did Russell limp with the 10-8 off? I guess he did.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless he's a sociopath,
Just trying to understand.
he should not be mentally bogged down.
Bet fold.
Oh, I didn't even
Like
realize
a
that.
boss. Like a
His
Ross.
friend just
Oh, that's
his
good too.
friend
Like a
was an
Ross.
assistant coach
Yeah.
after that, so
I, Jonathan Levy,
he was
wrote season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Fuck
Injured,
you,
uh,
Grant. That is a damn lie.
Andy Reid, but if Andy Reid has a conscience, that would be
That's
really
absurd.
hard
I would never do that.
I still think
That'd
he
be
can
easy
get
not to
called
do, I
for
feel
it.
like.
I, Jonathan Levy, still to this day believe that Daenerys' character motivation made sense throughout season 8.
Fuck you.
Oh, then
That's a. How dare you? I'm calling the JDL right now.
Are we are we dropping F-bombs on this
Oh,
show?
apparently. I guess we are. I don't know.
guess we are.
I'm really letting myself go these
Sorry,
days.
8-year-old fans who had never heard the F-bomb before.
Yeah, it's happening. We've done it before on this show, haven't we?
Probably.
I feel like we have. I guess we usually do it on the podcast.
The podcast is where the sauce comes out.
Oh, right.
Whatever, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if it's a problem,
Then
too bad.
this episode won't exist for very long
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Enjoy it while you can. Look at all the clubs. This is like a New York street at night, littered with clubs.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Only at night are the clubs. There.
I, Jonathan Levy, admit that I just made that joke.
It was close.
So he's
It was close.
coaching the Super Bowl.
Five-way action. Everyone's suited. Give me some clubs.
You know what I mean? Like,
There's a club.
It's not a great spot, but I don't
That's
think
it.
I don't
It
think
One
reminded
club.
me of that
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
Does anyone connect with the board?
Sam has a deuce.
Wow, that is pretty unexciting.
It's bleak out there, man.
I think it had more
Stewart
to do with
bets.
the Tampa Bay defensive coordinator.
And Russell calls with the queen nine of clubs, two back doors,
And Leonard Fournette.
overcard. Sam with the pair and back doors as well, but probably, can he really call this? The answer is yes.
31 by Tampa, not shocking.
Whoa.
9 by KC, shocking. That's what I'm going with.
Sam does like to call.
0 touches.
I thought that might have been a 10 of clubs, but that is a... no, it's not.
I mean,
Not a straight. It's a pair for Stewart.
pair for Stewart, Russell makes an open ender.
That's interesting. If it was the 10 of clubs, it would have been a bananas card, bro.
Yeah. Would have been like Chiquita over here.
I don't know that Stewart is going to feel the need to bet here.
No, I don't think he will. And he doesn't.
Very little to protect against. Obviously, overcards are not amazing, but turns out a king and queen would both be problematic, as would a 5 and a deuce.
I believe Stewart's already checked, and we're just waiting for some sort of
It's better this way.
thing to happen.
The anticipation is what's going to get you in the end, you know? It's not the
huge amount.
You didn't see my response.
it's not the knowledge, it's the waiting.
Snap call.
Yeah.
Here we go. 7 of spades on the river. Everybody
Call, then he
misses.
got down for that much on that prop.
Russell decides to take a shot.
I don't see this getting through Stewart.
No way. I mean, it's hard to think of bluffs, really,
This era
but...
where fucking 95% of the bullshit on the internet's
Oh, looks like he might fold it the way he's holding his cards. I'll
Yeah,
tell
he's
you
doing the
what.
fold face.
That's usually a fold.
Oh.
Oh.
if I was the
That did not work out for Russell. That almost got through Russell. You
It
bet,
really looked like maybe the sizing was just too
he
small.
bet so tiny.
Stewart's just like, I guess if you're going to give me that price, you got me, buddy.
Yeah,
Well, that's not
so
straight.
that's a losing
that's the mistake there. You just size it up to half pot. It's just going to get through a lot more.
all the backdoor.
No one's taking a $50,000. Ridiculous.
It is a weird spot for sure because there are no draws on that flop. You know.
Yeah.
And you check called.
Yep.
So it's really hard to come up with hands he can have.
Russell plays a little strange, so sometimes you just
Yes.
have to be beholden to the price and just be like, okay.
I think that's right.
And did we confirm? Is this the last hour?
We haven't confirmed, but yeah. I'm actually
Good hold call. Fold. Fold.
Russell once again limping. This time with a real hand.
So we've got a raise here from Mustache with 9s.
What if we promise
Well-
to say really nice things about the poker guys? In the
Sometimes you really hurt the guy.
hour?
Wow.
This
that's
is
an
a
interesting flop.
this is quite a flop here. We don't want to make a set.
The other day.
What if we even say it with a straight face?
Gotta really like your spot if you're Russell and Mustache for that matter.
Looks like Russell's gonna lead right into the opener. Oh,
No,
I
it's
guess
a
no.
check call,
He
yeah.
check called. Okay, I see.
Both players got to feel pretty good about their hand. That card shouldn't matter very much, right?
There's a little bit of Jack 8 out there, I guess.
I guess Mustache can have Ace Jack and King
Yeah.
Jack and stuff, but he checks and is just going to take it down here with 2 9s. And I'm getting the signal, the high sign, that is the last hand of this episode. Grant,
I guess we'll see you next week then, huh?
seems like that's the plan.